Welcome back, everybody. This is a reading from the book of Carolla, and I'm your host, Pop. And I want to finish this book before I die because it is on my bucket list. And I have me a younger looking face because I don't want to feel so damn old. Last week we spoke about Mother effing nature and all the amazing things in it. And this week we speak about the bathroom do's and don'ts. Let's do it. This chapter is my attempt to get all of us on the same sheet of toilet paper. Society runs because we have certain agreed upon rules and standards. Red means stop. We read left to right, and with the exception of a few stone celebrities, we don't enter the freeway on off-ramps. But when it comes to this great nation's bathrooms, it's anarchy, a lawless free-for-all of urine and fecal matter. I'm going to try to put an end to this by laying down some simple guidelines. Rule number 1, the bathroom door should only be shut when the bathroom is in use. I can't tell you how many hours I've wasted standing in hallways at parties, waiting for someone to leave a bathroom that was empty. The problem is when the door is shut, we assume someone's pants are around their ankles, so we wait. And after a few minutes, we do that sheepish palm toward your face single back knuckle knock. That's followed up by the more aggressive multi-knuckle knock. Hope you're not mid-dump knock. When you finally enter the head and realize it's empty, you feel violated. You stood in the hall this close to shitting yourself while every attractive person at the party walked past you for nothing. Why the F would you shut the goddamn door on the way out in the first place? It's not like there's an effing raccoon in the bathtub. You're not letting in a draft. Even if you shit the place up, why are you sealing it in like Tupperware? Leave a few inches of daylight between the door and the damn jam just to get some cross ventilation. Quick anecdote. I was at a party where some wildebeest had destroyed the bathroom with his ass moments before I was about to use it. I walked in the john with a lungful of party air, shut the door, and headed toward the commode. When I exhaled the party air, which smelled of sangria, and inhaled the bathroom air, which smelled of ass, I realized the shrub in the backyard would have been a much better alternative than the shit pit from Slumdog Millionaire. I mean, immediately I turned around, flung open the door, and there was a hot chick waiting to use the bathroom next. I gave her the half-hearted, it wasn't me. But the music was so loud and we were both on the move in different directions. I'm sure when she was watching Dancing with the Stars a few seasons back, she was like, oh man, can that guy shit up a hallway bathroom? The point is, this wouldn't have happened if we could all just agree that closed doors mean occupied and open door means come in. And cracked door means enter, but more like a cop entering a warehouse on the docks. Rule number 2. No loud cell phone conversation in public bathroom. I was burned 2 times in the same week because of people ignoring this rule. First time was at a steak joint with Jimmy Kimmel. I was standing at the urinal with my back to the door when I heard a loud, "How's it going?" I'm never wanting to be antisocial or one of those aloof celebrities immediately answered back, "Going great." Of course, a second later, a guy who looked like Suge Knight's scary older brother pulled up to the urinal next to mine and continued on his cell phone with his conversation. If he had been familiar with this rule, I wouldn't have made an ass of myself interrupting the hit he was putting on his business partner. 3 days later, I was backstage at Dancing with the Stars when I walked into a small bathroom with a single urinal and a single toilet and began evacuating my bladder. Roughly about a pint and a half into the piss, I heard a voice from the stall. "How you doing?" Assuming it was one of the many people who work on the show recognizing my capizios, I promptly answered good, and I followed it up with a "getting paid to take a shit, not too shabby." A second later, a loud voice rang out from the stall. "I'm on the phone." I know it's a free country, but you can't use your cell phone for 2 hours. You're in a theater, or 6 hours if you're on a flight. How about you stay off it for 3 minutes when I'm taking a piss? Rule 3. Sounds obvious, but fellas, lift the effing seat before you piss. When you're in a public men's restroom and you don't lift the seat, you're essentially peeing on some stranger's ass. It almost makes you gay. The only reason the seat's there in the first place is for those unlucky souls who have to take a dump in unfamiliar surroundings. and you've now compounded their problems by making them have to mop up your piss before they can offload. Part of the blame falls on the manufacturer of the toilet seat. All the toilet seats used for commercial applications are wishbone shaped. They're not shaped like a donut like the one that you're sitting on right now. They have a 2-inch gap in the front and gives guys false confidence. I don't have to lift the seat. I can thread the needle. I'm a regular Lee Harvey Oswald. Why would I be surprised if my cock had rifling? And it's true, 96% of the stream finds its target, but that doesn't mean there's still not some collateral whiz damage from the final rogue burst of the drizzle created by the Fosbury flop you do when you're cocked before you holster it. Now, I'd be more, pardon to puns, pissed at the people, but it's not entirely your fault. This gets us to part B of my beef with the toilet seat manufacturer. There needs to be a handle to lift the toilet seat, preferably one that could be operated by foot like the kick pedal on a drum kit. Do you jerk-offs really expect people at a gas station to blindly reach down between the bowl and the bottom of the toilet seat to lift it? People, as a rule, we will do the right thing, but not at the risk of getting a stranger's piss on their fingers. Everyone I know recycles, but that percentage would go down quite a bit if the lid of the blue barrel was covered in trucker piss. Rule 4. Speaking of the seat, ladies, quit bitching about us leaving the seat up. A. We take 8 pisses to your 1. B. It takes more energy to lift the seat than it does to put it down. Hell, you just have to get it started. Once you get past 90 degrees, gravity kicks in and does the rest for you. See, guys don't like exiting the bathroom with the seat down because it makes the next person who enters think they just took a shit. In the fecal game, it's what we call a tell. I know what your argument is, ladies. When you use the toilet at night, it's dark and you sit down, felt the cold bowl, and almost fallen into the toilet. I have 2 things to say about this. 1, if you almost fell in the toilet, congratulations on not having a fat ass. Nobody from the cast of Precious would be in danger of falling into the toilet. And 2, how about you suss it out before you plop down? I've gone into plenty of bathrooms at night and had the lid down, but I didn't shit all over the top of it. No wonder you guys are only making 70 cents to our dollar. Rule 5. Keep your feet on the ground. A lot of guys I know, when in public restrooms, admit to flushing toilets and urinals and opening doors with their bottoms of their foot. This is great for you, Jackie Chan of the can, but horrible for me who uses his hands to do things like flush urinals and open doors. I know what your plan is, but in an effort to realize your retarded goal of not touching anything, you managed to destroy my simple goal of not touching things that you have pissed on. You see, the piss was not on the door or the urinal handle until you put your Reebok up there, you asshole. And it's not like you're a surgeon, douchebag. You're not transplanting a damn liver. The next thing you touch is going to be your computer keyboard, which I guarantee is filthier than the push plate on the bathroom door. And are you finished? Or perhaps you'd like to rub your balls on my car's handle door or wipe your ass on my son's Buzz Lightyear pajamas. Rule 6, the courtesy flush. This is something that should be taught in school. First, you learn the courtesy flush, and if you have time left over, we can work on the Pledge of Allegiance. Not enough people employ this simple, nostril-saving technique. You simply flush the toilet as the first load of rubber meets the road. Now I'm not gonna lie to you and say it gets rid of the funk entirely, but when timed promptly, it could get rid of up to 40% of it. Your asshole may vary. Number 7, timing is everything. When I was doing my morning radio, I can't tell you the number of times I walked into the bathroom at 6:30 in the morning only to realize some coworker had pulled the pin on his ass grenade moments earlier. And I would think of myself, Jesus Christ, you showed up to work 10 minutes ago and you already shit up the bathroom? People do this routinely in the workplace. Could you imagine doing this anywhere else? It's not like you pull up to church and take a dump before the morning sermon or go into the movie theater. Honey, get me a Diet Coke and some Junior Mints. I'm gonna go shit up the stall. No, you time it. You do your offloading at home. Look, I understand if you're pulling a double shift and you ate dinner off the roach coach, but these are people who've worked at the same place on the same schedule for years and they refuse to dial their asses in. If I owned a business, I'd give all my new employees a 2-week grace period for their asses to acclimate, and then after that, if they shat out my bathroom, they'd be getting a pink slip, except this one would have a brown stripe running down the middle of it, and right next to the sign in the warehouse that said "Day since last accident," I'd have "A day since someone shit up the community head" sign. Rule number 8. Not all urinals have a magic eye. We've screwed ourselves up as a society by retrofitting half the nation's urinals with the automatic flush infrared eye and leaving the other half manual. This is why half of the time when I hit a public urinal, there's a nice frothy, evanescent pot of gold waiting for me. Whoever took that piss was used to the urinal that flushed itself. It's like if the ATM you normally use spits your card out before the money. You'll never lose your card, but if you're on the road and you use a machine that spits your card out 30 seconds after the cash, you'll be in your car by the time the card comes out. This only excuses half of you. The other half of you know exactly what you're doing but are too lazy or inconsiderate to flush. And for you gents, I'd like to say the following. What the F is wrong with you puerile pussies? I know you look at yourself as royalty in your policy, and His Highness can't soil the royal cuticles with a handle. Great. So all us knaves have to stare at your piss and have to flush the toilet twice? I know in your world other human beings don't exist, but I wish a group of these imaginary people would beat the shit out of you. Rule number 9, urinal partitions. This is less of a rule of thumb and more of a building code. I was an American Airlines multi-million-dollar brand new state-of-the-art terminal at JFK. Went in to use the bathroom with the polished nickel-plated fixtures and extensive granite and marble, only to realize they had skimped on the most important piece of equipment in a public bathroom, the divider between the urinals. The thin sheet of vinyl-coated plywood that protects my cock from judgmental prying eyes and protects my slacks from the scourge known as secondhand whiz. For basically that it costs to build a birdhouse. I don't have to look at another guy's wang or worry about the ricochet when a guy built like John Candy slides up next to me to unload his 7 Heinekens he had at the bar. Rule 10. No desecrating the bathroom. No pissing on the toilet paper roll. No boogers on top of the urinals. No carving your gang tag into the toilet seat. No kicking in the stall doors. Ladies, I know you're all appalled right now, but this is commonplace. You know when you're driving and you're 8 miles from your house and you have to shit so bad your teeth hurt and you screech into a gas station and ask the guy if you can use the bathroom and he says it's for employees only? Do you think that's the policy they started out with or the one they put into place after all the dickheads treated their bathroom like an enemy village their platoon had overrun? Thanks to you assholes, my asshole's gonna have to wait until we get home. Here's a bonus joke. One of the construction job sites I worked on, there was a porta potty. On the outside, written in magic marker, it said Mexican Space Shuttle. On the inside, above the toilet seat liners, with the same magic marker, it said free cowboy hats. And to conclude that one, that was the end. And next time, we'll be reading about women hear me roar. Gotta go desecrate my own bathroom.